Joining us right here on NDTV, we've got a man who really needs no introduction. He is someone a lot of people admire, idolize, and definitely identify with, especially here in India. Sachin Tendulkar, a real pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Great to see you looking very relaxed here as well. I think the way you're dressed in that T-shirt with a nice big red car behind you. Very different environment perhaps than what you're usually used to, especially with the media.
Yes, different environment because this is something I'm passionate about. I love cars, and I've always the passion for cars grew actually when I was only 7 or 8 years old. I lived earlier in Bandra East, and just behind where I stayed, they have a drive-in theatre, open theatre where you could drive your cars and watch movies sitting in your car. And I used to be standing in my balcony and keep watching the cars every evening. And from there on the passion grew, and then from there to be actually associated with BMW, I think is just incredible.
I can identify with that passion, so it sort of warms my heart to hear you say that. Before I sort of go headlong into cars, because I have plenty to ask you about that, the time that we are in right now, I have to ask you about not the sport that you're associated with, but the big sporting event, the Olympics, unfolding in London. A lot of excitement, like every edition of the Olympics. I think the media gets excited, everybody wants to know what's happening, but this time around I think there is a lot of focus also on the Indian contingent. So would you also be sort of looking to what happens there in London?
Yes, I mean, which Indian wouldn't want as many medals as possible, and it will only make us proud, and that's something not only me but the entire nation is looking forward to, and we just hope and pray that all the sportsmen and sportswomen give their best. You not always produce winning results always, but as far as being a sportsman, I can say that as long as you give your best and you know that your heart tells you I've tried my best, that is what matters.
Just an honest effort.
Yes, and I know how it feels. I mean, when you win, it's brilliant, but when you don't win, it's a huge disappointment. And then just because you've not been able to achieve that result does not mean that the amount of hard work that you've put in for a number of years to get there, it doesn't go all down the drain. We all respect that, and that requires a lot of commitment, dedication, and discipline, and we appreciate all the sports for that.
I know you spent some time in London earlier this summer. Wasn't much of a summer, must have been a lot of rain, but did you have any plans to sort of go back for any of the Olympic events?
No, I myself, I'm preparing for New Zealand series, and my training sessions have started, and that's something I want to be focused on right now. Well, I can always come back home and watch all the events on television, but to actually go there and come back is a little difficult.
I'll tell you why I asked you this, and maybe you're going to say this is an unfair question, because Steve Waugh is off cheering the Aussies, and that everybody's talking about how he's going to be supporting them. The Indian hockey coach actually said that his boys will get really motivated if they knew you were cheering for them. So even if you're not physically present, I mean, I think.
Well, I'm cheering not only for hockey but all the sportsmen there, all the sportswomen there. I'm an Indian, and I want them to just go out, as I said earlier, to give their best, and then they all make us proud, and then this is a great opportunity for all of them to express themselves, and in front of the entire world, this is a great platform to express your talent.
Well, I think they'll be very happy with your support. I have to also ask you, there's a little bit of an aside perhaps, but there's going to be the archery competition is going to be held at Lord's.
Yes.
As a cricket purist, as a cricket lover, and of course as a cricketer, how do you see that? I mean, Lord's, it has to be just be cricket, right?
Yes, this is a great occasion. I mean, Olympics and archery at Lord's. It's a combination of both cricket and Olympics, and it has always been a special venue when it came to cricket. But this time it would be a new experience for Olympians, and I'm sure they're going to love it.
Let's talk a little bit about that training that you mentioned now. You've had some time off. I think you've also managed to spend some time with the family after a while. So
yeah, the primary reason was to spend time with my family because my children get only one big holiday, long holiday in a year, and then if I don't spend time with them, then I have to wait for 12 more months, which is a bit too much. I feel this stage I feel I need to also spend some time with them and then balance that out, and then now the season starts, so I'm back with all my focus on cricket, and once the focus has shifted to cricket, then obviously there are no distractions there.
Everything else sort of fades away.
Absolutely.
And is this going to be a sort of is there a particular sort of a target that you're setting for yourself for this season?
No,
I don't just mean in terms of records, not
target,
that, but
no, I didn't start playing cricket thinking that I'm going to score 100 hundreds. That wasn't my target.
Sure.
My target was to enjoy cricket, and I was proud of the fact that I'm getting to wear India cap every now and then, and I don't want to take that for granted, and then the amount of hard work that I've put in for a number of years, and it's been joy to do that. Nobody forced me to do certain things. Yes, I mean there were times where you don't feel like training, but you know that if you don't train, you don't achieve what you want to achieve. And then when you go out in the middle and you do something special, the entire nation appreciates that. It's a fantastic feeling.
And it's also a lot of pressure, I know. But the point about just fitness in general, I mean, even a target like that for you personally, as you approach the training period, for example. Is that something that you would look at perhaps differently than you did in the past?
Yes, now I think I know my body much better. I know what is required and how much to push, when to hold back, and that comes with experience, and that's so important, not only in cricket but generally in life. With experience, you learn to deal with things differently. You've got the destination still remains the same, but you've got many different approaches to get to your destination, and that is what experience teaches you.
There's been so much talk of it, and I know the media sort of fuels that sometimes, so pardon us, but this whole, going away from ODIs or maybe the crowds losing the appeal for one-day cricket. We saw that recently when England was here. We sort of seeing that with Sri Lanka as well, now that the team is playing there. Stadiums aren't packed to capacity, which is not what you expect from the subcontinent especially. How do you bring that back? How do you, even at home, how do you get the interest of people back to ODIs?
No, I thought the interest level was quite all right. I mean, maybe the expectations are too high sometimes.
Making too much of it.
And yeah, I mean, you want quick results, and then that is something which T20 gives you. In 3 hours, you know what is happening, but that is not the case with the ODIs. I mean, the best thing about cricket is each format is played differently, and I don't think there are many sports where you got in that same sports 3 different formats. Very few sports. I can't think of any right now.
Yeah, actually.
And then we have something as unique as that. We need to use that carefully and appreciate whatever is there for us to witness, and that also gives a player an opportunity to display different skills. I mean, Test cricket requires a different skill, ODIs require different skill, and so does T20. So we need to appreciate that, I feel.
It's a greater challenge even for the individual sportsman.
Absolutely, to adjust to three different things. I mean, since we are talking about cars also, you wouldn't drive the entire race like a qualifying lap. So you got to pace yourself cleverly, and that requires vision, and also having plan A, plan B, and then having above all the capability to execute them.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app, fully optimized for Retina display, full screen view, faster response time, and Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.